Hello, I am the 7-Wing Cadet, and today I will be giving an introduction into ironing the SD service dress uniform. I will be ironing the SD pants and the SD's long sleeve tunic. The process for ironing the short sleeve tunic is the exact same. Now please don't forget to like and subscribe so more people can receive this knowledge. The equipment that you will need for this process is an iron, an ironing board, and the uniform that you wish to iron. Long sleeve SD tunic or shirt. This shirt is traditionally worn on ceremonial events and is known officially as the winter uniform, although may be worn in summer at the request of your squadron staff. The process for ironing this uniform and this shirt specifically is the exact same for ironing your SD short sleeve. Let's begin. When I start ironing, I start with the pocket side first. So the sides of the uniform with the pockets, as you can see. I will lay them pocket side out, flat on the ironing board, making sure that the button line, as you can see here, this little flap here, is folded down neatly so you don't accidentally cause creases in it. Once the shirt has been laid flat, you have to grab your iron and you have to begin laying it down. You'll start with gentle strokes down, making sure that your iron is not too hot. Now, if your iron is getting stuck or feels sticky on the cloth, you must stop immediately and wash your iron, but make sure you cool down first. This means that the iron is dirty and it may well ruin your uniform. Once you've ironed the first side of the uniform, you are to move to the back. As you can see, I have successfully ironed this side of the uniform. If there are any little extra creases, you may go back over them at the end or at any time that you like. I tend to go back over at the end and just give it one last look over. So once you are happy with this side, you'll move on to the back of the uniform or the back of the shirt. So usually the side that I've ironed, I'm going to gently push it off the side as not to crease it anymore so that it hangs off one end of the of the ironing board. And then I'm going to straighten up the back of the shirt, being sure to make sure that the sleeves are out of the way and that I won't be accidentally creasing my already ironed side by doubling up. Once you have flattened the uniform, you will then iron. In that time lapse, I ironed the other side of the uniform, the other pocket side, as you can see. Now, making sure to repeat the process on both the back and the front and both sides. So essentially, the sides count as the front of the uniform, and what you're going to want to do is just repeat the process on both of the front sides. Now, once you have ironed the front sides and the back, you're going to move on to the sleeves, which is quite complicated. Now, as you can see, as stated earlier, I am ironing the long sleeve. Now, the short sleeve SD tunic is a little bit easier as you only have about this much of the sleeve to iron, but the process is the same. Ironing a nice crease down the center from the top of the epaulette. What that means is, as you can see here, you have the epaulette for the rank slide and you have the top of it. There's the bottom and there's the top. You're going to create the crease from the top of the epaulette, running down nice and straight to the exact same point down the side of the sleeve at the cuff. I will now demonstrate. What you're going to want to do is lay the uniform sleeve down nice and flat, just like any piece of the uniform. And you're going to want to make sure that you have that crease line already defined out. So what you want to do is grab the top of the epaulette and grab the bottom of the cuff and pull it nice and tight. That way, there is no way that you'll have train tracks. Train tracks is the term used when you have two creases, which is not what you want. It is quite common for that to happen and a pain to get out. So you need to make sure that you have a nice, clean line ready to iron along. Once you're confident that you have the line, you're going to place your iron down and you're just going to keep moving over and over. That'll give you a nice crease line from the top of the epaulette. Just keep going until you feel confident that it's there. It needs to be prominent and you need to be able to see it. Then once you're confident that you have actually ironed the crease, you're going to move down the rest of the sleeve as it is already laid out flat. You should know that you are actually ironing from the correct position with the crease if you can see the seam of the shirt at the bottom. That should make a nice long sleeve, nice and laid out for you. Once that crease is in, you have ironed your sleeve. Now repeat the process on the other side. I have now successfully ironed the SD long sleeve tunic on the back, sides, and front. I will now put it on and demonstrate what it shall look like once completed. As you can see, the uniform has been ironed. There is a nice, neat crease down the side of the uniform of each sleeve. This uniform is slightly small for me, so as you can see, it is pulling. However, it is nicely ironed on the sides and nicely ironed on the back. Now, I'm going to get back into my other shirt, as this is very uncomfortable to iron in. Oh, as you can see, I put my shirt on backwards. Let me use some cadet magic and undo this. Much better. There is some Air Force cadet humour for you because we are funny. Now we're going to move on to the SD pants. As you can see, there is a nice neat crease down the front, and as you can see on this side, there is a nice neat crease down the back. Now, there is some controversy on the way to iron these. However, this is the way that I've done it and the way that I continue to do it. Now, as you can see, I'm going to start with the front. Once you have lined up the pants, you're going to hang down the opposite side of the pants closest to you, and you're going to get that crease, just like the crease on the shirt sleeve, nice and flat. You are going to hold the pants with the bottom of the pants to your left, and you're going to hold it down. The reason that this is that on the pants there is a little bit of a crease, a little bit of a line for you to go by. It's a little line here, and if you have it the other way, you won't get it down nice and straight. So what you're going to want to do is line it up. Pinch both sides and pull nice and tight. You've got to put your hand along it, and once this is nice and straight, you're going to iron along it. Now, this is the part that is a little bit controversial. Using an iron directly on your pants can cause them to go shiny. So consult your squadron staff before ironing to see what they would like. This is an old pair of pants, so I will be ironing directly onto them. However, it really depends on what works best for you and what advice you have. Your senior cadets will know best, so ask them. Every squadron does it slightly different, so be sure that you are fully confident before ironing. Now, I'm going to grab your iron and run it along the line of the pants. What this will do will give a nice, neat crease down the front. You're going to proceed to do the exact same on the back. Let's move to a time lapse. As you can see, I have now completed ironing the SD pants with a crease down the front and nice creases down the back. Now, I am not going to try these on for ease of making a shorter viewing experience for you guys. Now, I want to thank you guys for your support, and I'd like to remind you, please don't post the squadron that you're from in the chat. This place is for help. I am very encouraging of discussion within my comments, but if possible, please refrain from giving away any personal information, as this is a professional video, and I have added some humor in here to make it easier for you guys to watch, but once again, I would like to advise not to identify yourselves or your squadrons. We can all be part of the Australian Air Force Cadets together and work together as a whole country, but as long as we remain private, if you get what I mean. Now, I want to thank you for this video. I will be releasing more content and maybe some shorts in the future on certain drill movements. Thank you for watching. This has been the 7th Wing Cadet, and have a good day.